So, you want to learn the second letter of the alphabet. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back once again. Hey guys, welcome back to TutsByKai. I'm Kai, and today we're back once again taking a look at the letter B. We're in our art challenge, our Avatar Edition art challenge. We're drawing Bumi today. And the thing is I also wanted to, while we were doing this, take a little bit of time and kind of talk about the mirror modifier here and there. So, as you can see, I'm drawing Bumi from Avatar. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But I'm using the mirror modifier, and the mirror modifier is really, really useful for art because you don't have to draw the same thing twice, obviously, and you don't have to, draw half of it and then flip it. You can draw it in real time. It's dynamic. It works, when you draw it, it draws on the other side. It mirrors itself perfectly in real time. And the great thing about this is like I said, you don't have to draw it twice. But a lot of times things can be too mirrored, and you'll see throughout this piece I do turn on and off the mirror modifier here and there. Just to get a little bit of difference in the piece, because if it was exactly the same, it'd be boring, it'd be stale, it'd be the same thing. But I turn it on and off here and there to get a little bit of a different look for his teeth, for example, for his eye, for his mole, for his whatever else. You'll see a little bit later on. So now that that's out the way, we can go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. King Bumi from the Earth Kingdom city of Omashu. The episode where he first appears is one of my favorite episodes of the entire show, Avatar: Last Airbender. If you haven't seen it, then go watch it. Stop watching this video right now. But it's one of my favorite episodes, and he's a great character. He's very insane, but he's a great character. And he says this line that I love so much, and it's there are no take-backsies in my kingdom. And I just love that line so much. He also has the lettuce leaf line when they want to leave, when Aang and the Avatar gang want to leave, and he goes, lettuce leaf, and he holds up a piece of lettuce. He's great. But I really like this one. I think it came out really awesome as well. And I'm just excited to continue with the rest of these. I gotta say that it was a little awkward drawing his entire body standing, because I feel like when we did Aang in the last video, he was kind of in this dynamic pose, but Bumi, he's just kind of standing there. So it was kind of awkward. I was like, well, I just want to have him do something, and then I was like, maybe I should have him earthbend. I should no, I just kind of wanted him to stand there, So it was kind of weird at first. I was like, I skipped over the sketch. I spent a good amount of time doing the sketch, but I did skip over that. I spent about 45 minutes doing everything you're seeing right here. The sketch maybe probably took me about, 20-ish minutes, and that's because I was just screwing around. But yeah, so I mean, you can see, like I said, going back to the mirror modifier for a second, you can see when I did those bolts on his wrists, that I wanted to duplicate them. But when you do the mirror modifier does not let you move things and keep it duplicated, if you know what I'm saying. So like if I duplicate an object and then move the layer over, it won't mirror in the exact opposite way. So it'll move over to the left. It won't mirror that. It'll just move it over. So I had to do some kind of finagling there, and just keep in mind, like I said, right here, I also turn the mirror modifier off so I can get some difference in his like outfit here that he has kind of draping down, which is part of his robe that he just like pulled down. But yeah, so I turn it on and off here and there. Like I said, a great way to use the mirror modifier is to get the big pieces down. So for instance, the bulk of his legs, the bulk of his arms, the big shapes. And then from the big shapes, you can start adding detail. And that detail should not most likely be mirrored. There should be something different here and there. You don't want to go overboard, is my point. So at least have 2 or 3 things in the piece that are not mirrored, so you can go, hey, your eyes aren't looking at the same thing over and over again. You see that there is a little bit of a difference, especially when you're doing maybe wrinkles in clothes, or maybe if, like I said, the character has moles, or like his eyebrows supposed to be raised or something. Yeah, so we're moving into my finishing style touches, which is, of course, the lines that I put. I'm going to have to come up with a name for these lines that I always put. I just like them. They add a bunch of detail. I think it adds character. It definitely fills the piece out. It makes it feel like it's more full and just more styly. I like it. It just feels styly. So I'm gonna call them style lines. That's what I'm gonna do. Add my style lines, guys. I added my style lines to King Bumi here, and I'm about to go in with the color. And I said this before in the last video. I don't like eye-dropping colors when teaching or when you're starting out because, like I said, you need to know how to pick colors and not be able just to take them. Because if you want to be an artist that doesn't steal stuff all the time, then you go ahead and just make your own colors instead of eye-dropping someone else's. But the point is that I already know how to do color, and I just really wanted to get it as close as possible. So I dropped the colors this time. I had dropped them last time as well. But yeah, I just really wanted to get those colors kind of in the same hue, and then I just lightened them, softened them up a bit, as you can see. And with the shadow here, I always do this nice little shadow. And there's a couple of different ways you can do shadows. You can just do a shadow like going backwards. You can duplicate the entire character and then just use the perspective tool and then pull the perspective backwards and make the top of him super small and the bottom of him super big. Keep it big. And then you can see you have a nice shadow, but I just like doing a simple circle. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was King Bumi. There it is, the final render there. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the letter C. But until then, bye-bye.